Hey, I'm Scott, and welcome back to my very humble garage gym. So a few days ago, I posted a pretty long video on this channel. The main goal of which was to demonstrate that I've maintained a pretty good swing speed at my age, in spite of playing playing no golf since 2018 and doing very little practice at all in 2025. So that was my second driving range session of the year. And if you watched that video, you saw that my swing speed with my 8-iron was getting up to 87 miles an hour. That compares favorably to the average PGA Tour swing speed, which is about 87 to 89, I think, with the 8-iron. And my driver swing speed it topped out at 114. Most of the drives were in the 105 to 108 range, but I was pretty sure that when I was hitting balls in the sunny area, it didn't seem like the device, the Rapsodo, was picking up on the yellow balls. Until I went into the shaded area, and then it was picking up every tee shot I hit thereafter. But there were some tee shots that I hit when I was still out in the open area, the open space, where I killed a couple of them, but it didn't register on the thing. So I wanted to explain to you basically what I do with my own fitness routine that I believe allows me to maintain my swing speed at that level. And I think I can take it a little bit further if I just practice more regularly. Unfortunately, as I mentioned in that video, that was my last practice session of 2025 because I've got surgery coming up next month. That's going to put me on the shelf until at least March, as far as hitting a golf ball and maybe even being able to do the training I do in here. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to lift weights like I do until at least March and maybe April, and hopefully not past that. So what do I do in this garage? I squat, I deadlift, I bench press, and I do the overhead press, and I do pull-ups and chin-ups, and I'll do a few exercises with my dumbbells. And I'll use the lat pull downs as well. The only resistance band exercises that I do are to deal with my left shoulder. It's given me trouble since the spring, so I've been trying to rehab that a little bit. That kept me from doing any pressing for most of the summer, so my pressing strength is quite a bit below where it's been, but it's getting back up there. So what I don't do is I don't use kettlebells. I don't use balance balls. I've got one sitting over there. I think I did a video where I was throwing it against the wall, like you would a medicine ball or whatever, to work on, developing your power. I might actually use another video for that, but I don't have the medicine ball in here. I'm not doing power slams. Most of that work, I think, is for younger people who are already pretty strong. But if you're 40, 50 and older, and you've never done any legitimate strength training, that kind of work is going to be a waste of your time. You're not going to build strength at all that way. You will increase your mobility a little bit, but a strength training program is going to go much further to helping you maintain your swing speed, or maybe even increase it as you advance in years as a golfer. So the bottom line is you need strength training in your program to offset the age-related loss of muscle mass known as sarcopenia. And I want you to also pay attention to the formula that even Bryson DeChambeau learned, which is power equals force times velocity. As you get older, your ability to produce velocity declines. You cannot avoid that. That's just a fact of life. That's why you don't see Olympic gold medalists in the 100-meter dash that are 40 years old or older. They're generally going to be in their 20s. Same with the swimming events and whatnot. So to be able to offset that decline in your ability to produce speed with your body, you've got to get stronger. So force is your ability, strength equals your ability to produce force against resistance. So you build strength, and that still allows you to maintain a good amount of your swing speed. And so that's what one of the reasons why I'm in here in this gym. I basically want to make sure that just in case I live beyond 80, that I still have most of my mobility. And the only way to ensure that is by maintaining my strength levels, and I use barbells and dumbbells to do that. So that's the gist of today's video. I hope you check out scottcolegolf.com. I've got a couple programs that I'm going to be offering there in the foreseeable future, based on working on building your skill level as a golfer and working on your fitness. So I do the strength training, I do some stretching, and I do some cardio work when I want to shed some weight. That's the extent of what I do with my fitness training. I believe that a lot of the other stuff that you see related to golf is just stuff that you don't really need to do. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you down the road.